There's a Tool song where it's called Sober, and why can't we just stay sober? The simple answer to that is we can. We can by making good decisions. We can by making our life a life worth living, a life where we don't want to get fucked all the while because we've got other things going on. You need to think about addiction. Well, you don't need to, but you could think about addiction as a product of boredom, a product of wanting to fill your time up. That song's a really good song to listen to, and to look at the lyrics at. In general, I think, in the broad subject of addiction, I'd like to imagine it's the drug talking to you. There's lines like, I will find a centre in you, I will chew you up and leave, almost like an admission from the drug that it's going to destroy your life. It doesn't care, it's just, it has no regard for you. I want what I want. It just wants to have a good time at your expense. I think that's the way I see the song. That's how I relate to the song. That's how I see my addictions coming out in the songs. In the song, so to check out the song. It's good to be able to relate to things. Connection is such an important thing when you're going through recovery. Relating to things, connecting with things, connecting with people, really important. I just think it's important for you to take some time to think about choice. There's addictions where you have a real physical draw to them, and there's psychological addictions sort of in here, which can be just as bad in another way. They can be a lot subtler, they can be a lot more discreet, they can be a lot harder to identify. Identifying them is one of the first steps, if not the first step. So you need to think about, well, you don't need to, but you could think about your addiction as a product of your boredom, as taking drugs as a choice because you refuse to want to do nothing. You want to fill up your time. And the key really is to try and make your life a life worth living in many ways, a life worth a life worth being good for, I suppose. If you're someone like me, you've got no one really in your life to be good for. I'm someone, like, if I had a wife or something and kids, I'd be able to be good for them. I'm not going to be good for myself. I'm just not, I'm not going to be good for myself. And there's a lot of people out there who might feel similar, that, they feel like they haven't really got anyone who's depending on them. So it's just, the only person depending on them is themselves. And they don't care about themselves enough, and that's a sad situation. But a lot of people feel like that. So if that's the case, you've got to try and think, well, how can I address that? How can I make myself happier? Everybody does drugs for a reason. Never forget that. Everybody does drugs for a reason. Okay, you're doing it for a reason. I think it's important to think about free choice, about sometimes just doing what you want to do. I think it's a powerful way to think about your addiction. I'm getting smashed because I want to. I'm getting high because I want to. And sometimes you might surprise yourself. You might think, God, you know what the truth is? I'm doing this because I want to. Why do I want to? Rather than feeling like you're doing something because, you got no choice in the matter, or you're just addicted, or it's just a habit. No, you've got a choice, and you're doing it because you want to. Why do you feel you want to? Address that, and you might just find out that you don't want to. That you want to do other things, that you're doing that because you want to, because it's the best choice that you've made available to yourself. But when you stop and think about all the other choices available to yourself, it's not the best choice. Okay, not even top 3. So they're just some things to think about, just a bit of food for thought. I'm not saying I know everything. I've been there. I wouldn't be that surprised if I'm there again one day. I'm quite realistic about things. I hope I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be, but I wouldn't be that surprised. So I'm not coming at this like I'm some sort of expert. I'm just a guy talking. I'm just a guy trying to share my ideas in case they help you in any way. Because other people have really helped me at times.